As efforts to unionize grow, employees at gaming giant Activision-Blizzard have been sharing some pretty incredible anti-union propaganda posted by the law firm representing the company. So we're gonna show you a screenshot of one of the prime examples here. And it shows what is supposed to be a list of how unions exploit employees. Because the real exploitation happens on behalf of groups that represent the best interests of employees, of course. So here's how unions exploit employees according to the law firm representing Activision-Blizzard here, which of course recently was bought by Microsoft. Lazy, non-productive, or inefficient employees, okay? Footloose and fancy-free. No major obligations or commitments, financial or otherwise. This is the way that they view workers who just
so messed up.
It's so messed up. Like it's
broke AF.
Yeah.
I think.
Rebel, anti-establishment, opposes society, structure, and management.
I mean, maybe. I mean, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound that bad, but
no, that sounds awesome. I can understand why corporations are not fans of these individuals.
Sure,
right?
Yeah, also there are plenty of people who want to join into a union who don't consider themselves massive anti-establishment rebels. They just want their due as workers.
Right.
But it doesn't sound bad when you put it that way.
Good word, malingerer. Malingerer.
Did Biden write this? Who talks like that?
Something for nothing attitude. This is a way of just insulting the workers who want to unionize.
What do you mean something for nothing? They're employees.
Exactly.
They've given you the something.
I mean, without them, Activision-Blizzard has nothing. Without the workers producing the work, which makes the money, they've got nothing. But there's more. Whiner and complainer.
Duh. Obviously.
Activist. Just activist.
In general.
Yeah. Overqualified for current job position. Like this list.
I don't understand that part.
So they go
should
from
you promote them?
They go from footloose and fancy free to overqualified.
They have happy feet, and I don't trust it.
Yeah. No, I mean this is a joke. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just they constantly have Cheeto dust on their fingers. I don't like them. Don't allow something like this to leak. Honestly, like it's not like there have certainly been groups exactly like that have tried to put together anti-union propaganda. I mean, right-wing, like the right-wing media, like Fox News has been doing it for literally decades. They're usually at least slightly more sophisticated than malingerer and footloose and fancy free. It is delightfully old school and thus fitting to the demographic of Fox News, but no one other than Glenn Beck is gonna write something like that.
So the law firm has since deleted the post. So it never happened, John.
Wise decision.
It never happened. No, not wise position.
It's like better than leaving it up, not as good as never putting it up.
That's sure, I guess. But what would have been better, like a good middle ground, is maybe apologizing for putting this garbage out there. It's so incredibly insulting. Anyway, so the law firm again has since deleted it. Activision, along with lawyers at Reed Smith, have been on a crusade against employees who are trying to unionize. This has been going on for several months now. Now, quality assurance testers at Raven Software, which is owned by Activision-Blizzard, announced in January that they'd be working with the Communication Workers of America in an effort to form this union. But Activision-Blizzard declined to voluntarily recognize the union. We carefully reviewed and considered the CWA's initial request and tried to find a mutually acceptable solution with the CWA that would have led to an expedited election process, read the statement from Raven Software Studio head Brian Raffel. Unfortunately, the parties could not reach an agreement, probably because you guys don't want to accept the fact that your workers want to unionize, and their anti-union activities go far beyond that ridiculous post that we shared with you. Activision-Blizzard has engaged in multiple union-busting tactics over the past month, including separating agitated employees, moving them to different departments, and subjecting Raven Software workers to anti-union propaganda.
I'm surprised the employees were able to get to the state of agitation considering how lazy they are.
They're so, layabouts. How could you ever be agitated when you're footloose, fancy free, and have no obligations, financial or otherwise? Which, by the way, isn't that what we should all aspire to? That's what we should all aspire to. How amazing does that sound? I want to be footloose and fancy free.
Get you an employer who gets you to click your heels in the hallway as you walk to the bathroom. That's what you want. That's what you deserve as American workers.
But what do we really get here? Bunch of employers who just want to put us in a corner, right? You get it, Dirty Dancing
I think you're making a Dirty Dancing reference, yeah. Yeah, most union provocateurs, dancers of the dirty variety.
Oh my God. So the workers are fighting back, which I love to see. They have filed complaints with the National Labor Relations Board, and they're demanding an election to unionize. This could take several weeks, maybe even months to hear if voting on the union will be allowed. But there is a lot going on in Activision right now. As I mentioned earlier, Microsoft has bought Activision. In January, Microsoft announced that it would buy the company for a whopping $68.7 billion. So clearly they don't have the money to provide better working conditions and pay for their employees. Meanwhile, the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing is suing Activision-Blizzard, alleging years of harassment and abuse toward women in their workplace. The Securities and Exchange Commission is also investigating the company over its workplace issues. Yeah. We actually shared that story with you in a previous episode of the show, and the accusations of sexual harassment are just so awful and disgusting.
They are.
So they're dealing with the consequences of that. Hopefully these investigations move forward, and hopefully the workers continue to fight back and get what they deserve and what they want, which is better representation at work, organized union that'll help them essentially fight for better conditions, better pay, and what they deserve.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.